I'm not making this up.
It's very interesting how you guys can sit here and lie with such a straight face.
I'm not making this up. My staff was instructed not to respond to FOIAs. I'm not making this up.
I think the person that I've chosen, which his name is Keith Freeman, will be a great attribute to Dolton.
Keith Freeman is fired from the Dolton.
Okay, next on agenda is new business. A, discussion and possible action regarding appointment of village administrator. Is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Is there a second? No second. Okay, then it dies. It's crazy. And I'm gonna say this again. Yes, I'm gonna make my statements as we move along. A lot of people that watches us and see every board meeting see the division and the tension between myself and my board of trustees. And it's sad because here we are in the new year. And I would think that things would change a little bit or you have some type of structure. And we still doing the same old tricks. Me as mayor have set out an email Zoom call for all my board of trustees to meet the new VA, something different and making sure that everybody's on one accord and making sure that we picking a great person that everyone seems to like and know to be the new VA. Regardless of you guys choosing to vote for one or not, you guys know that I can still appoint the VA for village administrator. Currently now, you just heard and the residents just saw, we do not have a village administrator. So how dare my board not vote for a village administrator to run the day-to-day operation? And we so need new direction, and structure. So thank you, Keith Freeman, for coming on board. If you could just introduce yourself to my Dolton residents so they'll know what we are doing now since the Board of Trustees chose not to second Trustee Holmes' motion to appoint you for our new VA. Keith,
There's a reason for that. I would like to say something to that.
okay, hold on one second. If it's a reason, you could have second, we could have discussed, put up for discussion, and you could have talked about it. But y'all know how this goes. That's why I always say, Robert Rules of Order, no one wants to follow them. So let me finish, trustee, then I'll give you the floor. So Keith Freeman, if you would, just introduce yourself to my Dolton residents so they can see my choice. How you doing? This is Keith. Go ahead, have the floor.
I'm doing well. Hello, Mayor Henyard and Madam Clerk, trustees and residents of Dolton. I think this is an exciting time for everyone, and I am more than happy to have multiple conversations with everybody about the direction in which we feel like as a group we should move forward. I appreciate Mayor Henyard as well as the trustees' conversations over the last couple of days. I think that everybody's opinion and everybody's thoughts were very valuable. I think that you guys are thoughtful in your approach, and I appreciate everyone's time and consideration. And again, thank you for the opportunity, even though this is pretty awkward. Thank you guys, and I appreciate you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Freeman. Trustee, go ahead.
Again, this is not the correct way to do it. We found out about him when we got the agenda. We talked to him on Sunday for 20 minutes. Again, no background check was given, even though we implemented We passed it to get the background. That still hasn't been given. We got his resume as we were talking to him. This was not brought across the board the right way. It's last minute, and then it's forced on us. And I told him today when I talked to him, you don't have the vote. We don't have the vote because we don't know him. We don't have enough time to sit down to vet him to get our right answers. And then this man had a history of hiring people without the correct background check. So there's no background check on him right now. We don't know nothing in his background. And this is your reflection of leadership. So you got to change it up if you want him to get past it. And then what's going to happen is you're going to try to point him once a month because you're going to do what you want to do. Then we're not going to pay him.
Okay, anyone else before I respond?
Okay, may I speak? I as well. We had a conversation, brief conversation yesterday, a brief conversation today. I did tell him I would get back with him on some questions and answers that he and I will review. Unfortunately, we did not get a chance to get back with that, but I will reach out to Mr. Freeman tomorrow as in regards to the questions that I have for him. Again, my questions were not answered, and Mr. Freeman and I spoke about that today, and we will review that again tomorrow. So that's the reason for my no vote tonight, because I did not have my end of my session to speak with Mr. Freeman tonight, which we will reconvene tomorrow. Thanks.
All right, anyone else? Okay. Somebody else, or that's it?
May I be recognized?
Go ahead.
I think the issue was just the process. A little bit more time to kind of vet them, time to learn them. And then again, just working with the board, Mayor, just speaking with us, seeing how we can all get on one page. Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Is that everybody, or are we missing someone? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say to my board of trustees. And first I'll start with trustee Steve's. First, I did do everything correctly. So for you to sit here and think you could be my judge, juror, ain't gonna happen. I sat here, I reached out, and I made sure that you guys was able to have a sit down with Mr. Freeman. Now, whether you like the time frame or not, this was the date that was given to me by one of your trustees. You guys said Sunday, so we chose Sunday. Could have done it last week if you chose to. So certain people weren't available. So if we're gonna talk, let's talk. So now, when we did that, just so everybody is clear on positioning and what your jobs are, what my job is, and what HR job is. We are not HR. You guys do not do the hiring, HR do. Your job as trustees is to talk to them about their experience, their resume, things of that nature, to get an understanding of why they are qualified for this position. But our job is not HR. If HR then vetted the person through and said they was good to go, guess what? They're good to go. We get here at this point, like I just stated, and that's what you got to understand. I do not have a village administrator, and you guys just heard that. I said that earlier. So for you guys to sit here and say you don't want to vote for something because of you feel I didn't do something the right way, I could feel that you guys can do a lot of things the right way. But at the end of the day, the village must run. You have to put your differences to the side. I've said that several times, and we have to run the day-to-day operation. With that being said, yes, I am going to make him my village administrator because that is what we need. The village must continue to run. I cannot allow something to be crippled because of a vote that trustees don't want to make at this current time. Now, for future reference, if you guys choose to vote for him, okay. If you do not, we will have a village administrator to run this village. Which that's what I got elected to do. I didn't get elected to play these games and go back and forth over, oh, well, y'all, you ain't talking to me. Well, we didn't get the email. We ain't this. No. As it relates to anything else, if anybody got questions, concerns, by all means, reach out. I've said it several times as well. Call my phone. If y'all got a problem or issue, don't wait till we get to the board meeting and act like someone's doing something other than what I'm telling you guys what's going on. We need Keith Freeman. We need a village administrator, and I would hope the board of trustees would have supported this because the guy is actually really talented, a wealth of information, highly connected, and it's something that we do need for Dolton currently now. So look at that. And as it relates to to background checks. From my understanding, he did do a background check, so it's coming up. As it relates to you guys saying we didn't do processes right, that's not true. But I just want you guys to know that we do need this. I'm hoping y'all have a change of heart and actually vote for it. Other than that, we can move forward because everyone made their statement and you guys told me what you want to do. And
Mayor, if I could be recognized on this.
Yep, go ahead, trustee.
I just want to make sure I'm really clear on this one. During my interview with Mr. Freeman as well as Ms. McGraw, I asked the question, was a background check done and when were we moving forward? Trustee Norwood was there with me as well. And at the time, Mr. Freeman indicated no. So that's my reason right there in terms of saying, so when we're talking about these things, I just want to make sure that my stance, again, nothing against him, I was talking about process, and that was the part that threw me off. Thank you.
Okay, well, just so you know, he do have a background pending now. So you talked to him, you said on Sunday, today is Monday. So you guys can go check that as well. So you can know that the background is being done. So again, I don't understand what will be the issue. And why would I not do a background check? All right, so next we have old business. First, can I have a motion to approve appointment of the village administrator, Keith Freeman?
I'll motion.
I second.
All right, it has been motioned and second. Is there any discussion? All right, call the roll, clerk, please.
Okay, trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Holmes,
Aye.
trustee Brown,
Aye.
trustee House.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right. I want to say thank you to the board for supporting my selection for Keith Freeman for the new village administrator. I think he's going to do an excellent job. He come highly recommended from everyone. So I thank you for your support.
Thank you. Just one thing we recently did have our finance, special board meeting to go over the approval of our FY 2023 budget. So some of the challenges, and I think at our previous finance committee meeting, there were comments about that we had a meeting strictly on communication. But as we fast forward now on this meeting, there were attempts made so that we could host the finance committee meeting in person, made email requests on July 15th, as well as on July 16th, attempting to ask that we can have the board meeting on July 21st here in Village Hall. Those attempts were not responded to. Subsequently, we did post a meeting on July 14th. July 21st, that Thursday, for 4 p.m. Appropriately, we were advised by council that it was posted slightly beyond the time frame, so we did not have a proper 48 hours. We adjusted that to make sure we accomplished the 48-hour time threshold, called the meeting on July 23rd, but since we did not have access to the Village Hall, we had to do that meeting via Zoom versus in person. I heard the mayor's comments that it was an illegal meeting. The meeting was properly done. It was submitted over all the documentation as well to Attorney Delgado as well for review. At this moment, we've heard nothing further to say that it was illegal or improper. Furthermore, I think there's kind of conflicting statements. On one hand, the meeting was illegal, but then today we have on the agenda to veto items that was done at an illegal meeting. So I'll be listening to see if we can get clarity on, was it legal or not? Why is there a veto? However, in summary, on the finance committee, we passed the budget. There were adjustments made to make sure that the budget was something that everybody was comfortable with. So there was a $500,000 decrease to the proposed budget just based on previous year's performance to make sure that those things are done. And we passed a budget that we feel is safe, it's responsible, and best for the village of Dolton. That concludes my comments. Thank you.
Okay. A couple of things in what you just stated as it relates to your illegal meetings. This board of trustee, with the exception of trustee Holmes, the 5 trustees called a special board meeting, and I'm gonna have the administrator take you through the timeline of the things you done wrong. When you guys posted for the Thursday board meeting, we, meaning us, the village attorney, told you that you was in violation of the Opens Meeting Act. And when we told you guys that, then you canceled it. Otherwise, your legislative counsel that you guys hired did not tell you that, and it's going to allow you to have this illegal meeting. So once they canceled that meeting on Saturday, they called another special board meeting. Was it 9 a.m. Administrator? For 12 o'clock on a Saturday morning, when residents either A, at home with family, sleeping, or out shopping, getting ready for the following week. When you guys called that meeting, at 12, residents wasn't even present. You then took it upon yourself to put it via Zoom when we no longer do Zoom, because I remember when I was still doing Zoom, everybody wanted to go in person. We went in person, so there's no reason for you guys to even call a Zoom meeting. As it relates to the timeline you just stated for the deadline of having the budget passed and approved, you said the 31st. You had ample time to still call a board meeting during the week. What was wrong with that following Monday? You had time to have a board meeting for the budget and make sure that the residents was present and have it about 5:30, 6 o'clock. But you guys chose to have it on a Saturday when nobody was here, nobody was around to know what you was doing and what you was voting on. And you guys talk about transparency. When you voted on them line items, you said the numbers. You never ever went through each item to educate the public on what it is you was reducing, removing, or replacing. You never did that, and y'all talk about transparency. So that's why I tell the public all the time, pay attention and you will see who's telling the truth up here, and let the facts be the facts. But that's what this board of trustees did. It was no reason to call a special meeting on a Saturday. They could have had it Monday. They could have had it Tuesday. They could have had it any other day but Saturday, so you would have been present. So I just want to clear that up, put that out there so people understand
Mayor,
what's
can I
going
be
on.
recognized?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, just to restate what was already said in the original intention, which was sent out via email July 15th and July 16th, was to have a board meeting on Thursday at 6 p.m. We received no response. We would like to have that in person. That was the request, that was the ask, and we did not receive a response. So the goal ultimately is that we pass a budget. The intention and the desire of the board is that we have things in person. In addition to the meeting that was called, there was also a finance committee meeting that was called, let residents come and attend, and we went through line by line every item in the budget. Thank you very much, Mayor.
All right. And for the record, that is not a true statement you're making. We have emails that goes back and forth that tells everybody what the facts are. Administrator, if you would, please.
So Freeman steps up to the microphone. He goes on this long, rambling speech about the budget process, throwing around all this official-sounding jargon, 10-day notices, posting in the newspaper, you know, the kind of stuff that makes your eyes glaze over.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to bury the real issues under a mountain of technicalities.
Right. And the way he delivers it, it's like he's trying to impress everyone with his vast knowledge of municipal finance.
Yeah, his whole attitude is just dripping with arrogance.
So as to the timeline, let's talk about the budget. We keep using the word budget. We don't pass a budget, we pass an appropriation. In order for our appropriation to pass, we need to give you guys 10 days notice, right? Every time we make a change in the budget prior to us passing the budget, we need to give you guys another 10 days notice. That notice needs to be posted in a newspaper, probably multiple newspapers, but we usually post it in at least one newspaper. The reason why it's called an appropriation, because it's in the summary of all the budget items, right? The budget items are an internal document, right? At the end of an appropriation document, you have an ordinance, and then you have what's called recapitulation. Recapitulation is the summary that we send off to
the county, we send it off to the Illinois Department of Revenue. And all that does is that lets them know, hey, listen, this is how much money we are appropriating and possibly levying later on down the line. What Trustee House is referring to is an email that he sent me that said, hey, listen, I'd like to have a meeting about an audit. I responded and said, hey, listen, we haven't got the audit back yet. I haven't had a chance to review it, and we shouldn't have a meeting about an audit if nobody has the audit. He did respond and say, hey, listen, I'm talking about the budget. I said, well, hey, listen, the village hall won't be open for the budget because you need 10 days notice. You need 10 days notice in order to pass the budget. 10 days notice. You guys have to be able to see it, walk in here, take it by hand. We also have to, again, post it in the newspaper. The great thing about what they did, or not so great thing about what they did, is they went on ahead on the weekend and they had a meeting to pass the budget, 12 o'clock on Zoom. Open Meetings Act says that in order for you to have a meeting on Zoom, it has to be an emergency. We had another week. The Open Meetings Act also says, and quote me if I'm wrong, Trustee Delgado, it also says that at least one person, if you're going to have a meeting, at least one person needs to be present at the village hall in order for you to have the meeting. None of them were present. So this 12 p.m. meeting on a Saturday could have easily been resolved over the next week.
Yep.
Right? Couple that with the fact that the document that they sent us wasn't even complete. You know why it wasn't complete? They never gave it to us. Had they given it to us, we would have said, hey, listen, you're missing all of this part because that's our job. They're trustees, they vote, we administrate. Pretty simple, right? So all I'm saying is before you get up here and listen to all this, just be aware that in order for us to pass the budget, because we still haven't passed the budget, we need 10 days notice. We will give you 10 days notice once everyone up here agrees to a budget. Then when we give you 10 days notice, you guys can look at it. We'll schedule a meeting. You guys can pass it if they choose to pass it. If they don't, we'll just wait. We're waiting on ARPA money. We're waiting on federal money for infrastructure. We're waiting on a whole bunch of stuff. We're not going to get it until we pass the budget. Thank you, Trustee. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate your time.
Mayor,
All right, thank you.
Mayor, my one last comment, my one final comment, freedom of information will allow you to request any emails that have been discussed. Many of the things that were mentioned were never sent to the board. So please, freedom of information, if you can get a response, any of that information. Thank you very much.
Next, we have corporate bills.
Okay, so set the scene for us. What's the backstory here?
So the board is going over corporate payments, right? And Trustee Jason House, kudos to him for actually doing his job. He starts pointing out some things that are, well, a little off.
Okay, well, Mayor will read the corporate bills into record and then make the motion if that is okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, two humble requests. With the payroll records for July were sent to us at 6/11, so I would ask if we can get those a little bit more timely to have opportunity to review it. Additionally, this warrant list only has one as opposed to the two that we generally get. So I'll also ask if the AP warrant list can be sent over unless I'm missing something. Was the second warrant list emailed over? It was.
All right, no problem.
Okay. Okay, I'll indicate that maybe my oversight. I'll ask if that one can be sent, and we'll do an approval of that at the next board meeting. Those notes being mentioned, corporate payments for the August 1st.
Wait 1 minute. What are you saying? You saying you don't have something? What are you saying to me?
I was saying I did not see the electronics warrant list that we normally would vote along with the regular warrant list. So I asked if we got it, and the administrator indicated that it was sent. So I'll say that may be my oversight. And in that event, then we will vote on it on the next board meeting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all have that.
May I be recognized?
Administrator. They asking, do they have the electronic list, the warrant list?
Well, no. Well, no. He indicated, I'll
Okay,
say,
that's
I'll
fine.
take responsibility. That may be my oversight, Mayor.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not an oversight.
We don't have the electronic bills for the last 4 months. We don't have the credit card bills for the last 3-4 months. That's not an oversight. None of us have that.
That's not true, trustee.
Okay.
It's not an oversight.
That's not true.
Okay, where's it at then?
You tell me. You got.
I don't
email,
have.
right?
I don't have it. Your village administrator doesn't send it to us. You don't send it to us.
I don't
And
send anything to anyone.
I
first of all.
guarantee you, it's so much spending She don't send it to us. We don't have the credit card bills. We don't for the last 4 months. There's no way sugarcoat that. There's no way around that. We do not have the credit card bills. It used to be spending, I think, $5,000 a month. We're at $17,000 a month, and they put an increase to $50,000 a month. And we don't have the electronic credit card bills for the last 4 months, period. That's unacceptable. We don't know what she's spending. If we had it, believe me, it would be out here because there's so much spending on it that she don't want it to get out. We don't have it. Village administrator, please send it to us. We know we've been asking her for about that last meeting. We Trustee Norwood asked about the credit card bills. We don't have it.
All right. For the record, we send you guys everything that we have. So when you get up here and you sit here and say, I haven't sent something for 4 months, that's untrue. But for me to go back and forth in front of the people over you not checking your email or you didn't see it or whatever is happening is unacceptable. If it's something that you need or anybody up here need, I've always stated for the record, call my phone and we resolve it before we get to a board meeting if it's something that we did not do so we can fix it. But obviously, hold on, trustee. If you wanted it fixed, you would have rung my line, but you did not. So I do believe that they did send you everything you need. I have Janice here, and I've also have the administrator here to go over any bills or any questions about any spending that we do at the Village of Dolton. So please just stop throwing things in the air and get the facts. Ask the question. Hold on. Ask the question, get the answer, then make your assumption. You're just making assumptions and throwing things in the air that's not true, trustee. I don't appreciate that. That's what I'm tired of. You guys just get up here and you grandstand as relates to we don't have this and we don't have that, and you get it. We send it all out every single time we have a board meeting. You guys get the warrant list and you guys get the board package. Now, whether you open it and read it, that's a different story. But we do our part and send it out to the entire body up here. So please, let's get on one accord as relates to what is needed and what you do not have. And my team is here to basically say yes or no.
Do we have the credit card bills for the last 4 months?
You had the credit card
No,
bills.
we do not. You just said you don't know.
Okay. I didn't say I don't know. I did not never say that. I said that my team sends it out because I get the same emails you guys get. So when you get up here and say you don't have the email, we all CC'd on the same exact email.
May I be recognized?
Yes, go ahead, trustee. And then we're gonna move on to
well, we're in the middle of the bills.
So no, hold on, no, Renata, you don't hold on, trustee. First of all, you don't have a motion on the floor. We didn't get a second. We did not open it up to discussion. So I was just entertaining everyone's conversation. And if we're gonna follow Robert rules, like Trustee Al said, let's follow Robert rules. So would someone like to motion and then second and then start discussion if we're gonna do it the right way? Let's do it the right way.
Can I be recognized?
Guess who decides to make a grand entrance at this point?
It's our good friend Keith Freeman, village administrator.
And how does he grace everyone with his presence?
Oh, I bet he just waltzes in and casually drops the missing documents on the table like, oops, sorry, my bad.
You're getting warmer. He actually emails the documents during the meeting.
No way. He actually thought that was a good idea.
Apparently so, right after the trustees call him out.
Oh, Keith.
Talk about a power move, right? Or maybe just a complete lack of self-awareness.
Yeah, I'm not sure which is worse. The ego on this guy.
But the best part, Mayor Henyard's response. She's all like, oh, if Keith really sent those documents late, I'll give him a stern talking to.
A stern talking to? Are you kidding me? This is serious stuff.
I know, right? It's like she's completely oblivious to the gravity of the situation.
Or maybe she just doesn't care.
Go ahead.
First off, for clarity and transparency, when you keep saying that everything you got, we got, Keith Freeman just went in his office and sent this to us when we just said something about it at, what time is it? 8 o'clock at night. The credit card bill was increased to $50,000. We had a $25,000 limit. They requested a $50,000 limit. We don't get the bill. The only way we see that it's coming out is on auto pay. That's how we seeing how much is being spent. So we have no idea what they swiping their card with. And here she goes say, I don't have the card. I don't care who have it. If we're here to make sure that we supposed to check and balance, then hold us accountable and make sure we get it. We can't do it if we don't have it in front of us. It's not fair to us. So for him to go in there and send us something that you want us to vote on right now, it's unfair. It's not fair.
And
okay,
I want to say something.
Hold on, trustee. So let's clear a couple things up that you just stated. If he did just do that, then I would recommend him for, if he just sent you an email. Obviously, you don't see me with a phone checking emails right now. I would pray he didn't do that. And
But
that
he
you did have what you had, but you making that statement. So we'll clear that up or deal with that later if that is the case.
Don't be fooled by this guy.